What's actually going to kill Boeing? Right now, everybody's looking at the 737 MAX, but there are two other contenders. The most obvious of the other contenders is the 787. The 787 was an epic financial fail on the order of tens of billions of dollars. The debt that has been hobbling Boeing since the 787 project is like a slow poison, and those stock buybacks didn't help. This list of potential pathologies wouldn't be complete without mentioning the 777X. But isn't the 777 supposed to be the last great Boeing aircraft before the Jack Welch zombies took over? That is true, but the wings and engines for the 777X were developed under the management that created the more prominent tragedies at Boeing. Recently, a whistleblower alleged that poor quality control, most importantly in the way the fuselage sections fit together, can shorten the life of Boeing 787s. To sum it up, fuselage sections that didn't meet specs were forced to fit together. Yeah, that's as shoddy as it sounds. What should have happened is that the part would be rejected, but a carbon fiber fuselage section probably costs millions of dollars to fabricate. There's a strong incentive to make it fit. Other factors are involved too. Boeing management desperately wants their non-union South Carolina factory to be an example that they can do without their machinists' union. The lesson here is one about arrogance. In companies managed without arrogance, errors are acknowledged. They're even taken into account in project plans. A good example of that is, surprisingly enough, Facebook. You might think that Mark Zuckerberg was arrogant in spending tens of billions of dollars on a failed quest, see what I did there, to create the metaverse. But as Facebook's recent results show, he hardly bet the company on this quest. Facebook stock is at an all-time high. It's as simple as not letting your ego get in the way of realizing that the metaverse isn't happening. In contrast, Boeing senior management is not about to admit that the outsourcing of engineering tasks in the 787 was a horrifyingly bad idea. They also don't admit that union busting was a bad idea. Least of all will they admit that piling all of these contradictory goals on top of each other in a newly built factory away from experienced Boeing employees was a bad idea. It comes down to ego. Fragile egos will punish the managers who point out future liabilities, like 787 fuselages with stresses that weren't in the design. Mark Zuckerberg was wrong about the metaverse, but that didn't get in the way of him reprioritizing and reassigning resources within Facebook that resulted in the recent astoundingly good performance. Mark Zuckerberg is managing Facebook, while Boeing's senior management have been managing their careers.